So a lot of you have been filling out your tiny topic notepads and writing, and you've had to create new ones since our old ones are at school, or maybe you found it shoved way down deep in your backpack. But either way, some of the things that you may be writing down are like flowers outside. But some of you may be writing down all the trash that you see maybe on your hikes or walks you have taken with your family these past couple weeks. And if you wrote trash, I think it's interesting because you could say maybe you're looking at it in a fresh new way and you think it's pretty. And it really got me thinking about something. Your poetry ideas could be treasure or trash, depending on how you look at it. So a lot of you are probably really wanting to ask me, is this a good idea for a poem? But you can't right now. So today I'm going to teach you how to do that. Often in your life, you're going to look through ideas and you're going to wonder, what are the good ones? And what's going to make a great poem? So we know that first, poets look at ordinary things in fresh new ways and find words to capture what they see. Second, poets decide how their poems are going to sound by using line breaks and the music in their head when they read it aloud. So when you want to come up with a topic, you need to have that big feeling in your heart. You also need to think of a small moment that has that big feeling. Poetry needs to give you a strong feeling, but it can't be too big because it has to be a specific moment that you can write about. Remember, poems are everywhere, and you have started doing the wonderful work of paying attention and jotting down your ideas in your notepads or on scrap paper. So today I want to teach you that before starting a new poem, poets often review their jotted poem ideas. Maybe it's the poems you wrote on Google Docs with me, or maybe it's the poem ideas that you wrote in your tiny topic notepads. You need to ask yourself, does this idea contain both a strong feeling and concrete details? And then they start new poems based on ideas that contain both of these elements. So for example, I'm going to get my tiny topic notepad. And the first one says, Callie was licking up water out of the water bowl. Now, the first thing I need to ask myself is, does this give me a strong feeling? Well, not at all. Maybe one day it would, but not right now. So since I said no to the first question, I don't even have to ask the second question. So let me look at another idea. I love pizza so much. Oh, now does this give me a big, strong feeling? Oh yeah, because I love pizza. But the second question that you need to ask yourself if you answer yes to the first is, does it have a clear image? Is it a specific moment or detail? Well, not really. And if I'm going to keep digging for treasure in my tiny topic notepad ideas, I need to keep mining for treasure. So let's see. My last idea that I'm going to read is, a pansy is growing out of the crack in the sidewalk. Now, a pansy is a flower. So a flower is growing out of the crack of a sidewalk. Now, I do have a strong feeling about this because a delicate small flower is growing through a hard, solid sidewalk. But let me think of the second question. Is this a specific moment or detail? Yeah, it is, because I remember seeing it for the first time. So you just saw me read through my tiny topic notepad, mining for ideas that are going to be treasure for my poems. Now I did this by asking myself two questions. Question 1, does this hold a big feeling? Question 2, is it a small enough moment for me to write a poem about? So what I want you to do right now is open your tiny topic notepads or the paper you've been writing ideas on. And I want you to look at one thing that you have written, and I want you to ask yourself, does this give me a big feeling? If the answer is yes, then you need to ask yourself the second question. Is this a small specific moment I could write about? If the answer is yes, then you have found treasure. But I bet some of you answered no and need to keep reading through your ideas. And that is totally fine because that's how we plan our writing. So today, I want you to look through your tiny topic notepads and I want you to find something that gives you a big feeling, that's a small moment that you could write a poem about. If you are going to be writing a poem that captures the big feeling of anger, you need to think of a small moment or object that holds your anger. If you are writing about the big feeling of worry, then you need to have an object or a moment that holds your worry, that you remember specifically with details. If you are writing about your pride at a baseball game, you need to zoom in on one specific moment when you had that pride. As you look through your tiny topic notepads for ideas, think about how you're going to write your next poem with those concrete details that gave you that feeling in a small moment. So I need you to keep writing poems. Maybe you want to go back and revise old ones that you've written, or maybe you want to write a brand new one. Either way, share it with me.